Hello, race fans. Lee Kraft here with another installment of the Monday Morning Racer. Let me make a statement for you. Kyle Busch is the greatest NASCAR driver of all time. Whoa, wait right there. Don't move beyond this video or this channel, because I'm sure if you're a NASCAR fan such as myself, you have found yourself frustrated after Kyle Busch's most recent win at Auto Club Speedway. Frustrated. Why? Because people are getting askew the perspective on Kyle Busch's 200 combined wins. So in this video, I want to discuss the overvaluing of Kyle Busch's 200 combined wins and the dismissing of Kyle Busch's 200 combined wins. First, when Kyle Busch won the race, not too long after his win, The Score, a sports app that I follow, notified me with an article. I promptly read that article because the teaser made it out to be that Kyle had tied Richard Petty's 200 wins. And in fact, within that article from The Score, it did say exactly that Kyle Busch ties Richard Petty. And that is an erroneous statement to make. Kyle Busch did not tie Richard Petty with his 200th win. Richard Petty won his 200 wins in the top series of NASCAR. He won those 200 career victories in many different types of stock cars over a long career and competed against some of the greatest talent that has ever drove within NASCAR. We're talking about names such as David Pearson, Donnie and Bobby Allison, Cale Yarborough, Michael Waltrip, and Dale Earnhardt. The 200 wins that Richard Petty has to his career should not be devalued by equating them to Kyle Busch's now combined 200 wins. But, though that be the overvaluing of Kyle Busch's 200 wins, there are those that are fans that are dismissing outright what Kyle Busch has accomplished. And that's not right either. If you are one of those fans and you dismiss what Kyle Busch has accomplished, sober up and get with reality and stop being a biased fan and recognize the talent that is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has accomplished something that no other driver has over the combined top series of NASCAR, getting these 200 victories. And I want you to know that Kyle Busch is a Hall of Fame caliber driver. Let me put it in perspective for you. Mark Martin, a fan favorite, one of my favorite drivers. I want you to listen to what is on the website for the NASCAR Hall of Fame concerning this 2017 NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee. This is what it reads. Mark Martin, over a stellar career, Martin won 40 Premier Series races, 49 more in what is now the Xfinity Series, and 7 Truck Series races. That's a total of 96 race wins in NASCAR's top 3 divisions. He finished second 5 times in Cup points. If you're out there today and you're dismissing what Kyle Busch has done with the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series, then you also need to dismiss what Mark Martin did. And I'm sure you're not willing to do that. Mark Martin deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and Kyle Busch already is a Hall of Fame caliber driver. I want you to notice that they combined everything that Mark Martin had done in the sport. In fact, went on to mention how he mentored young drivers and helped race teams get to the next level. And Kyle Busch has done that himself already in his career. Now, you may also argue, well, drivers shouldn't be going down to the lower series. For example, I can remember Mark Martin when he would race in what is now the Xfinity Series in that 60 Winn-Dixie Thunderbird, and he seemed to whip everybody on Saturdays when he entered a race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to realize not only Mark Martin or Jeff Burton or Brad Keselowski or Kevin Harvick or Joey Logano has entered into Xfinity Series races, though being at the Cup level, but Dale Earnhardt also did it as well. From 1982 to 1994, Dale Earnhardt competed in 136 Xfinity Series races. He had 21 wins. And I want you to understand, most of those 20 wins came from a span of 136 starts from 1986 to 1994, when he was the most competitive at the Cup level. So, Cup drivers going back and racing in the Xfinity Series does most often, in fact, help them be competitive on Sunday. Not to mention, there's also a business aspect of it in NASCAR that they want these drivers to go back and race. It helps sales tickets on Saturday. Oh, I get to see my star, my favorite driver, this big name in this race as well. It also helps drivers that are up and coming learn the ropes. It's valuable. Granted, I'm glad that NASCAR has began limiting drivers and how many races they can enter in the Xfinity Series. I think that was a good move. Let me wrap up this video. That again, we cannot equate Kyle Busch's 200 combined wins with any dethroning action of Richard Petty. But we cannot dismiss what Kyle Busch has done. Let me share with you some stats concerning Kyle Busch, and though his career is not done, he already has Hall of Fame numbers. So, in the Monster Energy Cup, he has one championship, 53 wins. Of those wins, you have 3 Bristol Night races, 1 Coca-Cola 600, 1 Southern 500, and 2 Brickyard 400 wins. Not to mention, having 53 wins, it places him within the top 10 of the all-time winningest drivers at the Cup level. At Xfinity, he has 94 wins and 1 championship, and in the Gander Outdoors Truck Series, he has 53 wins. If you're a fan out there that is overestimating what he did with these 200 combined wins, settle down. Also, if you're a fan out there and you're dismissing what Kyle Busch has done, you're simply ignorant. And wise up and get yourself a better perspective on the panoramic view of the historical context of NASCAR racing. Because Kyle Busch has accomplished something that is great. He should be cheered on and congratulated for it. And I'm looking forward to what he has later on in his career. Possibly more championships, I'm certain more wins, and a ballot into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I'm Lee Kraft with the Monday Morning Racer. Until next time, God bless, and keep the pedal to the metal.